Alright. Okay. So, ito naman yung solving by the quadratic formula. So, apat yun ha. Tandaan, we have four methods by which we can solve quadratic formula. The first one is by extracting the square root, and the second is solving by factoring. Yun yung diniscuss natin last time. Pero, hindi lahat ng quadratic equation pwedeng ma-solve by extracting the root tsaka factoring. Okay. Ngayon, linggo naman, we have solving by completing the square and solving by quadratic formula. Okay, lahat ng quadratic equation pwedeng ma-solve nitong dalawa, yung completing the square tsaka quadratic formula. Okay, pag sinabi natin quadratic formula, ano ba yung quadratic formula? Okay, so this is x equals, okay, negative b, ito, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a given the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so ito, know this by heart. Ito, kabisaduhin. Okay, wag lang isa-isip, isa puso para para hindi nakakalimutan. Alright? So it's negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's solve an example using quadratic formula. Okay. So let's start with the first one. Gamitin ko yung isang example natin before. Okay, so we have x squared, okay, minus 6x plus 5 equals 0. Okay, so this is already in the standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c. I'm going to write that down para hindi nyo makalimutan. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, all we need to do is to identify A, B, and C. So we have A, yung coefficient ng x squared. Okay, so since wala siyang kasama dito, this is just 1. B equals yung coefficient naman ng x. So this is now negative 6. Hindi negative 6x yung number lang, yung coefficient. So it's negative 6. Okay, and then yung huli, we have what? The constant, which is 5. Okay, so we have A equals 1, B equals negative 6, C equals 5. Okay, so we have the standard, the equation in standard form. Tapos, all we need to do is substitute these values in the formula, which is x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so x equals, instead of writing negative b, okay, so gagamitin natin yung value ng b, which is negative 6. So negative 6. Okay, take note, may negative. Ito. Yan. So, ito yun. Okay, tapos yung b, ito namang given na b equals negative 6. Okay. And then we have positive or plus or minus square root of, okay, again, b squared. So, this is now negative 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is what? A is 1, and then C is 5. Okay, and then all over 2 times A. Oops. Ano ba yung A? 1. Okay, so ganyan siya. Okay, so ito yung B, and then 4 times 1 times 5. 4 times A, which is 1, times 5, which is C, and then all over 2A, A is 1. Okay, so ayan na siya. Okay, so we have x equals negative times, negative, magiging positive. So this is just 6. Plus or minus square root of 6 squared is 36. Minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 5 is 20. all over 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so we have, what? Okay, x equals 6 plus or minus 36 minus 20. Yes, that is square root of 16 over 2. Okay, so we have x equals 6 plus or minus, okay, what is the square root of 16? Alright. Okay, so it's 4 over 2. Okay, so tandaan na, 6 plus or minus 4 over 2. Okay, so we have x equals 6 plus or minus 4 over 2. So, pagka in-split natin yan, we get x equals 6 plus 4 over 2, which is 10 over 2. So, we get x equals 5. And then we have x equals 6 minus 4 over 2. So, this is now 6 minus 4 is 2 over 2. So, x equals 1. Okay, so yan yung dalawang sagot. Alright? Okay, so let's move on to the next. Okay, so iba namang example. Okay, so for number 2, we get 2x squared, okay, plus 3x minus 7 equals 0. Okay. So, in this case, it's already in the standard form. So, ang gagawin natin, we identify A, B, and C. So, A is 2, B is what? 3, C is negative 7. Okay. So, ngayon, we substitute dun sa equation. Again, ang equation natin is x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay. So, we substitute. X equals negative b. Okay. So, in this case, hindi naman negative yung b. So, negative, itong negative na nandun sa formula. Tapos, 3. Plus or minus square root of b squared, so negative 3 squared, okay, minus 4 times a, which is 2, c, which is negative 7, all over 2 times 2. Okay, so we get x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 9, kasi 3 squared is 9. Okay, negative 4 times 2 is what? Negative 4 times 2 is what? Okay, 8 times negative 7. So, it's positive 56 all over 4. Okay. So, humihirap na ng konti, pero medyo madali lang naman. Negative 3 plus or minus square root of 56 plus what? 9. Which is 65 all over 4. Okay, so we have x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 65 all over 4. Now, 65 has factors. Ano bang factors ng 65? 'Di ba? 1 and 65 tsaka 5 and 1 and 65, 5 and 13. Pero wala siyang factors na perfect square. So we leave it as is. Okay, so ang magiging sagot natin, paghihiwalayin na lang natin to. X equals negative 3 plus square root of 65 over 4. And then x equals negative 3 minus square root of 65 over 4. So, yun na yung final answer. Alright? Okay.